kids did you guys want to have?
We wanted to have 4. Yeah. And I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got
Second Lady Usha Vance and Vice President JD Vance have just announced that they are expecting another child at the end of this summer. This will be the first time a sitting second lady is going to give birth while
Kirk is shaking because she thought for even 2 seconds that she was about to get Usha's man, as he's probably going to be the new presidential candidate in the next election.
The moment Erika Kirk heard about Usha Vance's pregnancy, her whole world came crashing down, because that single announcement shattered all her carefully laid plans to secure her position as the next second lady. But that's not even the wildest part, because Usha's pregnancy did more than derail Erika's ambitions. It reportedly sent her into a rage, putting her on a mission to destroy the Vances marriage. According to insiders, she has allegedly begun collecting receipts tied to an affair with JD and is prepared to leak everything to the mainstream media if that's what it takes to get revenge. Now that everything is out in the open, Usha appears to be having the last laugh, because for a brief moment it looked like she might lose her marriage and everything she worked for, which leads to the question everyone is quietly asking. Was Usha's perfectly timed pregnancy announcement just a cover for something JD is hiding?
Just a thought that maybe Usha's pregnancy announcement will finally put the rumors of an affair between Erika and Vice President JD Vance to rest. Maybe?
So, we've all heard the big announcement that Usha and JD Vance are expecting their 4th child. However, while everyone else is celebrating the happy news, someone out there is reportedly spiraling, because this pregnancy was the last thing she expected to hear, and that person is none other than Erika Kirk. According to insiders, Erika is allegedly crashing out, taking the announcement personally as if it were a direct attack on her. She isn't just upset by the news, she's angry, especially after spending the past few months wishing she were the one who was pregnant. Shortly after Charlie's death, she even gave an interview with Megyn Kelly, where she went on at length about how desperately she had hoped she was pregnant with their 3rd child.
You did get married.
Yes.
You have 2 kids.
2 precious babies.
And you told me this in private, but how many kids did you guys want to have?
We wanted to have 4. Yeah. And I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
Oh, wow. I thought of that once. Just like whether it was meant to be or whether we'd get news like...
Now, at first, Erika's inner circle and supporters tried to spin this as a heartfelt moment, framing it as her wishing for one last piece of her late husband that she could love and cherish. However, those who had been watching her closely since Charlie died knew it was never about that at all. Between the fake tears and performative speeches, they believed her pregnancy wish had nothing to do with honoring her husband's memory. Instead, she wanted a pregnancy to soft-launch the next phase of her career as a MAGA ambassador and political grifter. But the comments that truly caught people's attention were the ones suggesting that Erika mentioned pregnancy to quietly introduce a baby with JD Vance. Those whispers must have hit too close to home, because the moment they grew louder, Erika went on the defensive. Before getting into what Erika actually said, it's important to understand why this news is so devastating for her. It's not just about realizing she no longer has a chance with JD, it's the fact that she put everything on the line to position herself as the perfect match for him. Usha was sitting in the audience when Erika cuddled up to JD in front of thousands, and if you watch the clip closely, you'll notice Erika leaning in for the hug while JD simply followed her lead, likely to avoid making the moment even more awkward. Erika's body language came off as possessive, especially considering this happened right after she compared JD to her husband, claiming she saw similarities between the two.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do.
It was as if she were holding a public audition to replace Charlie and had already decided that JD was the perfect fit. What made it even more outrageous was how Erika seemed to find the entire situation amusing when she finally had the chance to address the hug and clearly state that she wasn't coming on to JD, but she never did. Instead, she brushed it off as a joke and tried to make it seem like everyone was overreacting, even though we all saw exactly what she did.
Did you see people didn't understand the hug that you and JD had? They went to the weirdest places, Erika.
Oh my gosh. You guys, please. So for those of you who know me, I hug is
Yes,
like.
you're an intense hugger. It's
However, despite all the backlash she faced, Erika never once backtracked. It didn't matter that her reputation was on the line, that people were questioning her parenting, or even doubting her ability to lead TPUSA. Now, here's where things get confusing. For a brief moment, it seemed like Erika's plan to have JD all to herself was actually working, because Usha suddenly appeared checked out of the marriage, and JD seemed to be matching that energy. People initially believed Usha had discovered Erika and JD's alleged affair and that it was taking a serious toll on her. That theory exploded when a photo began circulating of Usha looking nearly 20 years older than her age. And it wasn't pure speculation either. In the image, Usha appeared exhausted, with tired eyes, washed-out skin, and a drawn face that looked like she hadn't eaten or slept in days. People were stunned, because this didn't resemble the woman who once stood beside JD during his campaign, that Usha looked energized, confident, and polished, while this version looked broken. It didn't help that around the same time, photos resurfaced of Usha and JD appearing distant at official events, more like strangers or, at best, colleagues. JD then made matters worse when he publicly said he wished Usha would convert to Christianity, dismissing her Hindu faith and upbringing. At that point, Erika was reportedly thrilled, believing that if JD wanted a Christian woman by his side, who better than her? After all, her entire social media persona is built around being a devoted Christian wife and mother. When Usha also stopped wearing her ring during second lady duties, Erika took it as final confirmation that she had secured the role of the next Mrs. Vance. So when everything came crashing down barely 2 months later, Erika couldn't handle it at all. According to insiders, she has been spiraling since the pregnancy announcement.
Dear Diary, today started off as the worst day of my life. Oh, what I woke up to this morning. The first thing I saw was JD's pregnancy announcement.
And now she's reportedly gone from anger to full revenge mode. It's no longer enough for her to sit at home and stew. Insiders claim she wants to expose JD and destroy whatever is left of his marriage. If what they're saying is true, she's allegedly gathering receipts, including text screenshots, emails, intimate photos, and even flight records, material that could seriously damage reputations if it ever became public. What's interesting, though, is that Erika seems to be the only one reacting this way, and the reason might surprise people. This is where speculation takes a sharp turn as observers watch Erika unravel, with some wondering whether the timing of Usha's pregnancy announcement has an ulterior motive that has nothing to do with Erika at all. Before anyone rolls their eyes, it's worth remembering that public figures usually wait until after the first trimester to announce a pregnancy, which suggests Usha may have been pregnant since September. That would mean that while Erika was cuddling JD, while divorce rumors swirled, and while Usha appeared publicly distant from her husband, she already knew she was expecting. So the real question becomes, why announce it now? The timing is especially curious given ongoing rumors about JD's career in MAGA politics, leading some insiders to suggest that Erika being put in her place was nothing more than a coincidence. If that's true, it only highlights how little Usha and JD ever took Erika's schemes seriously. There was never any real danger, JD was never leaving Usha, and Erika was the only one clinging to the illusion. The part people can't get past, however, is this: if Erika truly had the explosive receipts she keeps hinting at, they would already be public. The fact that she's still threatening instead of releasing anything speaks louder than her words. Meanwhile, Usha hasn't reacted, JD hasn't flinched, and that alone reveals who was in control the entire time. Now Erika is left with unseen screenshots, a role she never had, and a story that only matters if someone else confirms it, because until that happens, this isn't an exposed affair. It's just one woman realizing very publicly that she was never part of the picture.